Hi, Taylor. Welcome to Meteorol. I can't say this in English. Le
Ah,
printemps météorologique. So apparently today is the first day of spring if you look at it from the meteorologist's point of view. Did you know that?
I did not. Well,
Well, welcome to it. Anyway, it's
welcome
still
to
cold.
spring.
It's cold as all hell, as I would
Uh,
say. But anyway, doesn't matter. How
it's
are you? Are you in your
I'm
new an
great
expanded studio?
in the new, improved, and expanded studio, and it's 70 degrees here,
Oh,
much better
wonderful.
than last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to have on my toboggan, but yeah.
So you
Uh,
have some pictures of you. You must send them to me so I can put them in the post and so people can have a look at your beautifully expanded and improved
Yes,
studio.
yes. If
Hmm.
I had a bed and a shower up here, I could just live.
That'd
It's
be
you know,
great.
it's like officially larger now than probably my first two apartments in college. It's
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we're doing things.
Excellent. And I see
It's
you've been painting
exciting.
as well. I see the new things that you've been posting. So yeah,
Yes.
it's very good. And I
It's
can't wait to go and see you again and see all the new things you've done.
yes, yes.
Hmm.
You'll have to come see it. And then, my big reception or my North Gallery exhibit runs from like June the 4th through August the 29th. So
Okay.
if you're here in the summertime, that'll be
Yeah.
going on as well. So
Typically, I
I,
skip over the summer, but I may
I don't
come
blame
like
you.
near the
Yeah.
end of September when it's much nicer because it
Yes,
gets hot.
it
Um,
does.
Before we talk about your brand new war, congratulations, by the way, on
Oh,
acquiring a new
thank
one.
you.
I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things that have been happening in Alabama, including because this
Yes.
is a funny one. Like Alabama is still a very religious
Bible
state.
Belt all the
Yeah,
way.
Huntsville maybe a little bit less so. Like I would think that I mean you don't maybe people still go to church, but I don't feel it as much as in my face when I just walk around. I don't feel like people don't quote scripture at me like randomly when I buy a sandwich. So I appreciate that. And like people can do their religious stuff the way they want to, and that's fair. But there's a new bill that was passed in
Mhm.
Alabama making it a felony. So for Canadian equivalent, a felony is like a serious crime to disrupt the church service.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Was that a
kind
big
of.
issue? Like, was that an issue that needed this kind of response? Like, I was not aware of anybody being disrupted in a way that would warrant prison and
That would
stuff.
warrant a felony. That's kind of like using a hammer to put in a tack.
Right,
I feel like this with Minnesota and the Don Lemon episode, and
right.
it was an ICE agent that was in the church,
Hmm.
and rightfully so. They were upset, and he's
Of course,
saying
yeah.
one thing and doing another. I think it's their preemptive way to avoid that here in the Bible Belt, and that's fine. Give them the peace to worship and
Right.
give the protesters the peace to protest. But, eh, I look at it like when the Catholic Church, when they had their issues in 2002 and 16, I believe, with all the child abuse that was
Hmm.
coming out of the Catholic Church, there were people standing up in churches, that it was like, me too. He did me too. And so now if that happens, then you're going to get 10 years and a felony and lose your right to vote because
Right.
you've disrupted a church service. I just feel like we're overextending our reach on
Yeah,
this.
a little bit. Yeah, and
But
it's fine. Like it's again a house of worship, regardless, or
let
even
it,
if
you're
it's not
right.
organized religion, people should feel safe to go and
Absolutely.
do their religion any way they like. So there's disruption and disruption, right?
And we
Like
have disorderly conduct that covers
exactly,
that. We don't need
exactly.
a new felony just because you disrupt a church service. Like they don't even pay taxes. Like, stop, just
Hmm.
stop. But
Hmm.
anyway, that's
We'll see
my
where
two
that one
cents.
goes. No,
Yes.
but there's an even more pointless bill that
Oh,
just
dun
passed that
dun
apparently Governor
dun.
Kay Ivey on her way out,
Oh,
she's doing all kinds of things. She signed a bill
just
that would adopt officially in Alabama the new name for the Gulf of Mexico,
which is
along with the
mind-boggling.
yeah, the Gulf of America, so to speak, whatever. Like which I think everybody's ignoring just about,
Right.
except
It's
y'all for some reason.
Well, it'll
Again,
always be the Gulf of Mexico to me.
right?
My grandparents had a house down there. We spent summers down there. It's the Gulf of Mexico. And we went through this once already. That's the rub I have with this, with um an elective government here. We've already run this through last year. It was turned down. And so the people have spoken.
Hmm.
Leave it alone. And now we're circling back. And it's we're just coattailing off of an executive order, which is really nothing more than a PR stunt, But we're going to pass a law that what changes the signs. Like, are we going to change all of our Alabama state maps to relabel? Like, why are we spending this money when I can drive down Ninth Street and it'll rattle the fillings out of my teeth? I think it's a little wasteful in that
Hmm.
regard. So,
Hmm.
welcome to Alabama.
I guess, yeah, priorities, right? Anyway, so yes, so
Yes, the
the
crazy.
I don't want to call it a war in Iran necessarily, because this is basically the United States and Israel having decided to launch a number of strikes. So I don't know that but the hostilities, I would call it. Sorry,
Yes,
I did
yes.
international law way back when, and I still have those reflexes. Um, so it started over the weekend, and it didn't take very long for the supreme leader of
Mm,
Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini, to be dead. And nobody's going to cry over that, I think.
no.
And Canada came out, the prime minister came out supporting the operations pretty early on.
Yes.
Of course, I mean, we're just supporting, we're not like sending anybody
Right.
to participate in this, but we're in support of that. The leader of the opposition here said the same thing, mostly in the sense of, we agreed the Iranian regime needed to go. I think
Mm,
everybody agrees that that's fair. Um, what I worry about is that it's going to be done so badly that a new Ayatollah is going to come on and do the same thing or worse to the people of Iran who deserve
yes.
better.
Yes,
And so that's my big worry.
it'll be like Hillary Clinton's Arab Spring all over again. They're gone. It creates this vacuum, and then up comes ISIS or up comes Hezbollah.
Or
The
some other
regime.
entity or whichever. Yeah.
Whatever
Hmm.
you want to call them. But when there's nobody stepping forward yet to
Hmm.
try to run the government. But I mean, they're bombing the hell out of neighboring countries, and
Right.
it's just not a I don't know, but now Venezuela makes a lot more sense because we're getting a lot of oil from Venezuela now here in the United States, and that's the timing is curious to me. We
Hmm.
took him out, and we've got all this oil from South America, so the Strait of Hormuz, we don't need that. We don't need that oil now, and now we've gone in there with this. Uh, to take out this leadership, and it's I'm seeing a little pattern. Like, we'll see how it plays out, but I'm
Hmm.
skeptical about it.
Yeah, and I worry again about to me, the people of Iran are really the ones who will pay the
Well,
price for whatever
right.
bungling happens there. And it also turns out, like, politically at home, it's still early on, but I see the opinion polls done on this operation, and I think it's something like 43% of Americans who disagree
Hmm.
with this initiative, call it that, or the hostilities, and only
What do they call
20
it? It's got the
operation
craziest.
Epic Fury, which somebody,
Ex-
Kara Swisher, actually, I'll give her the credit, was noting the other day, saying it's got the same initials as Epstein files. Isn't that funny?
right.
Um. Anyway, so I don't know. Like, it's
Mm.
not even a
The
conspiracy at this
dots
point.
are putting
Yeah,
together,
I
right? Yes,
know.
here we go.
Everybody knows that's about the Epstein files, right? Like, we
Right.
don't even need to hide that. Um. But yeah, 27% of Americans in support of this operation.
Okay.
That's not a lot.
It's not. Yeah, I'm glad that they're no longer in power. It was a country that had great hatred toward America and to
Hmm.
other countries, but they did not need a nuclear arsenal, and
Hmm.
come to the table. Let's be democratic. Let's figure it out. But when you've got a
Right.
regime like that, they're pretty staunch and hard nosed when it comes to what they want and what they're going to do. And
Hmm. And the
this
rights of
is
women and dissidents, and they've killed thousands
of their
of their
people
own
for
people.
protesting, right?
So
Just give
I'm
them a
yeah.
felony. That's all we do here. Protest at church, you get a
Hmm.
felony.
Nice way to turn it back
Right,
around.
circle back, right.
Good for
Do it like
you.
Alabama.
Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, so
So
we'll see
yeah,
where that goes. Yeah.
I've just been in and out of the house a couple of times today, but it's like they've bombed here. They're trying to get civilians out of or UK citizens out, and there's no
Hmm.
airplanes, and
Hmm.
it's untangling pretty quickly, it seems.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
then I heard something about, we said no boots on the ground, but now we're not afraid to put boots on the ground. So who knows?
And already some service members having been killed, and the bombing of this school,
The
the girls'
children that's
school.
there,
Yeah, I
which
don't
is
even know what the
horrible.
final tally is, but it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, we have precision bombing. Let's do better than this.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay.
So yeah, that's where we are in America. Don't you wish you were
Hmm.
here?
Well, I'll be coming soonish, but not just yet.
Yes.
I still
Good,
have
good,
to
good.
spend some time here. There's still some good skiing to be had here.
I know you. I see it all the
Mm-hmm.
time. And mother was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Look at her out there in that stone." I'm like, "Too cold, too cold."
Oh yeah, it is cold, but we have the good gear, so it's all good.
It's
And
fair.
what else is going on in your world? So next week will be an hour later, right? Because or earlier, what is it? We're like we spring forward on
Forward,
Sunday, so
yes,
we'll have some more light later in the day. It's going to be hard to go running in the morning because it's going to be dark
yes.
again. But
But my
yeah,
dogs will be back on a regular cycle because they don't really recognize daylight savings time. So when you
no.
fall back, instead of getting up at 6, they're getting up at 4:30 or 5. They don't reckon it. So I'm glad to spring forward.
Hmm. And what else is happening in Huntsville coming up? Do you have?
So
Mhm.
just again, just enjoying every day in the studio now. Where
Yeah,
we've got a estate sale that I'm helping cousin with, but it's so crazy. Like this is my happy place, my peaceful place, and it's just you know you just enjoy it.
good. Well, I'm glad. And yeah, no, here there's not much that's very special. Spring break is starting in some
Ah,
places, but not yet for my kid. My kid's spring break is 2 weeks from now. I think so. I think I should know
but
this.
coming
Um,
quickly, yes.
coming quickly, and so yeah, until the chores outside, and it's starting to smell a little bit like things are melting. So it typically smells like thawing poop because people don't
Yum,
necessarily
yes.
pick up after their dog when it's winter. And so when it starts to melt, it reveals all
Right.
the presents from
Hello,
the
I'm
dog.
still here.
So there's that little aroma floating around from that, but it usually doesn't last very long because people do go out and pick it up. But
Right, it's time to clean
it's a
up.
bit of a
Yes.
thing. It's a bit of a thing in the spring here. It's like, yes,
Mm.
dog shit.
Spring is
Here we
here.
are. So anyway, so we'll look forward to that very soon. And yeah,
Yes, and we'll
look,
talk next week.
have a great
All
week.
right, you as well. Can't wait.
Bye.